You think you're suffering, that life's coming at you harder than you deserve? Good. Let it hit, let it burn, let it hurt, because that pain, it's not there to break you, it's there to build you. Suffering isn't the enemy, it's the greatest teacher, the sharpest weapon, the fiercest ally if you know how to use it. Suffering is where true strength is born, not in comfort, not in ease, but in the fire of relentless challenges that force you to find out who you really are. Most people see suffering as a curse. They run from it, hide from it, try to numb it away. But the truth is, every ounce of suffering, every wound, every scar, every betrayal is shaping you into something stronger, sharper, and more resilient than anything this world could ever throw at you. When you suffer, you grow. And when you grow, you become unstoppable. They told you pain was a weakness, something to be avoided, something to cover up. They're wrong. Pain is a raw, unfiltered power. Every ache, every struggle, every sleepless night is adding layers to your strength, making you harder to break, impossible to shake. When you embrace your suffering, you're tapping into a force most people are too afraid to face. But you're not like them. You know, suffering doesn't diminish you, it elevates you. People around you, they want comfort. They want peace, ease, softness. They don't want the struggle, the suffering, the brutal truths that come with it. But comfort never built a warrior. Peace never created a legend. Suffering is the refining fire that strips away the excuses, the illusions, the weakness, until all that's left is the core of who you are. Someone who won't quit, won't break, and won't ever back down. Suffering isn't your enemy, it's the forge that makes you unbreakable. In the depths of suffering, you learn something that can't be taught any other way. You learn that strength isn't given, it's earned. You learn that resilience isn't a gift, it's a battle, a fight, a relentless push against every obstacle. And every time you endure, every time you rise back up after life's taken its best shot at you, you're proving that suffering is what separates those who are weak from those who are invincible. When life hits you with pain, it's an invitation, a challenge to rise above, to become greater than you were before. Think about it. Every great story, every powerful person you admire didn't rise because life was easy. They rose because life was hard, brutal, unforgiving. They didn't back down, they didn't break. They faced the suffering, they took it, they used it, and they let it transform them. So if you're suffering, if you're feeling beaten, pushed down, broken, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because this is where real strength is forged, in the darkness, in the struggle, in the suffering. The weak run from suffering, make excuses, play the victim. They want a life free from pain, free from struggle, a life that never tests their limits. But there's no strength in that, no resilience, no power. The strong know that suffering is a gift, a brutal, painful gift that demands everything you have and then some. And when you've given everything, when you've endured more than you thought possible, that's when the real strength kicks in. That's when you become unstoppable. The world wants you to believe that suffering is something to avoid, something to numb, something to hide from. But when you embrace it, when you let it fuel you, drive you, sharpen you, it becomes the ultimate source of power. Because the kind of strength that comes from suffering, from facing your pain head on, from refusing to let it defeat you, that strength is untouchable, unbeatable. It's a strength that the world can't take away, because it's built on everything you've survived, everything you've endured, everything you've overcome. So when you suffer, don't shrink, don't run. Stand tall, face it, use it. Let the pain drive you, let the struggle motivate you, let the suffering become the fuel that powers you through every obstacle. Because the truth is, no one becomes strong without suffering. No one becomes unbreakable without facing the darkness. And every time you endure, every time you rise, you're becoming something the world can't stop. There's a saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But it's more than that. Suffering doesn't just make you stronger. It makes you wiser, sharper, more dangerous. It makes you aware of your own power, your own resilience, your own ability to overcome. It teaches you that there's nothing in this world you can't face, nothing you can't survive, nothing that can keep you down for long. Suffering doesn't break the strong. It builds them, molds them, transforms them into forces of nature that can withstand anything. So the next time you find yourself in pain, struggling, feeling like life's taken everything from you, remember, this suffering isn't here to destroy you. It's here to elevate you, to push you beyond the limits, to awaken the power within you that can only be found through hardship. It's a gift disguised as pain, wrapped in struggle, but a gift all the same. And when you embrace it, when you use it, when you let it shape you, there's nothing that can stand in your way. Suffering will make you stronger because it teaches you what you're made of. It shows you that no matter how tough things get, no matter how brutal life becomes, you have the power to rise, to endure, to conquer. It's not about surviving the suffering. It's about thriving because of it. It's about becoming someone who doesn't just endure, but dominates. Who doesn't just survive, but thrives. In the end, suffering is the ultimate test. And when you pass that test, when you emerge from the darkness, you're not just stronger, you're unstoppable. You're the person who knows that no matter what life throws your way, you'll face it, you'll overcome it, and you'll come out the other side, harder, sharper, and more powerful than ever before. So don't fear the suffering. Embrace it. Let it forge you. Let it shape you. Let it transform you into the strongest version of yourself. Because the truth is, the only way to become unbreakable is to face the pain and rise above it.